Didn't have a tornado. We were on a tornado warning yesterday. Again. So we're all safe and sound. It didn't happen. Lots of people are having flooding. Dams were in danger of being breached. I don't know if that happened. My husband's, he's our official house meteorologist. He is obsessed with weather. And so he goes on and he checks the weather. He tells us about the weather. I haven't checked in with him yet. We've both been running our separate ways and doing our own thing today. I am tired too. Focusing. Yes, I cannot shake it. And it's probably the gray, rainy weather has something to do with it. I don't know. I could use a nap. So I'm having energy drink again today, which I don't ever. I did yesterday and I am today. Usually I just can't even do it because if I do that, I'll stay up all night. And I listened to, did you guys, okay, yeah, we all saw Candace's show. I don't know who else is here. Say hello in the chat, please. Hit the thumbs up. It's Cisco. I just got up from a nap. You lucky dog, you. There is no rest for the weary. No nap for me. Probably not even an early bedtime because I'm getting, as soon as we're done here and watching Candace together, and then I want to catch some of Barron's podcast, and then I have to start, packing for Utah because I'm heading to Utah tomorrow. We have a great plan. I don't think we'll be streaming. We won't be live from there. We literally Brandy from Brandy and Billy and I think Elizabeth might tag along. I'm not sure yet, but we're going to meet up. Brandy and I are hanging out for the whole weekend. We are all going to the courthouse for the hearing, and then Brandy and I will be heading back out to St. George. So we will be out there interviewing, seeing what we can dig up and turn over and find people to talk to us. There's some other little things. So we will literally be packed the whole time. And then, Sunday, I fly back late in the day and then come home late. So yeah, it will be good. I think John didn't answer me, but I think John Bray is coming on Wednesday. Friday, we have Michael Diasabo. Again, if you guys haven't caught the HBO documentary, Surviving Ohio State, go take a look. What else can I tell you? The updates. Lisa Noel Foldig, who did the Sasha Riley tapes, reached out. So I think we'll be looking at the possibility of her coming on in the next couple of weeks. She's a hard one to nail down. As you know, I've been working on that for months. There's a lot of other things in the works, guys. Hi, Quemby. Hi, Lauren. Basic niche. I'm just a basic niche. Okay, so I watched as I was preparing for the show and all of that, I was doing some homework and looking at the Shawn Ryan show with Victor Marx on it. Did you guys see social media? Victor Marx replied to Candace. I'll show you that if you haven't seen it. He responded. Candace responded back. Erika Kirk canceled her event with JD Vance. That's the internet's all abuzz with that due to threats of credible threats, but it wasn't dangerous enough for the vice president to cancel his, and Andrew filled in for Erika, of course. And so we have some of that interview, and we'll talk about what's going on social media and what everybody's saying, what the internet is saying all about that. What I have to say about all of that. What else can I tell you? Shawn Ryan. Okay, so I looked up if Shawn Ryan is ex-CIA, FBI, or anything like that, just because I was curious. I'm like, I don't know. Something about him gives me military vibes, which I didn't know history on him, but he was not FBI or CIA. However, he's a former U.S. Navy SEAL. He served with the SEAL Teams 2 and 8 from roughly 2001 to 2006 with deployments to places like Haiti and Iraq. And then he later worked as a contractor for the CIA, specifically with the Global Response Staff Paramilitary Security under the Counterterrorism Mission Center. Did he have Joe Kent on? I'm trying to think. I don't think he did. But, you know, the internet cries that everybody is, I don't like that glare on my glasses. Is it from my overhead light? That's terrible. What is that from? Is that really bad for you guys? Anyway, okay. Maybe I'll take them off. I'm blind either way. So, anyway, what was I saying? Where was I? I don't think he interviewed Joe Kent. No, did he? I'm getting Tucker Carlson and him mixed up, but people, I think, probably, I haven't looked it up on social media, think that I would say there's probably people out there who say he's, you know, maybe an ops guy, who knows, but he was just giving off that vibe to me, so I checked it out for you. Ohio here. Oh, yeah. Ohio. A random woodworker checking in. Woodworker. Do you do custom woodworking? Basic niche. JD got stood up. He really did. Shawn Ryan is the best. Okay. So you like him, and then my guess is you trust him. So I don't know a lot about him. I just was like, he's military vibe, and I'm sure everybody's an op. Okay, remember Blake Bednarz was on the show, and he was on talking about his necklace theory. Everybody in the group, well, not everybody. I won't say everybody. I won't use big global terms like that. That's dangerous. A lot of people call other people, oh, as soon as they're being paid by Israel, they're an op, blah, blah, blah. However, Blake Bednarz went on one. You guys want a little bit of this tea? I don't know if you, you know, let me see. I'll tell you what Blake said. Let me show you actually, maybe. Here he is. Let me show you what he said about Candace and all of us. Okay. Here it is. Okay, I can't let this go unmentioned. So, okay, so just a little background. He's fought with a lot of internet, a lot of ex people. It's gotten real ugly. I've been in some spaces where, you know, I hear shouting and cussing, and it gets pretty rough up in there. I just listen to see if there's anything I can learn. And you know what I've learned? Don't get involved. But in some of the ugliness of it all, I don't want to be involved in the ugliness of it all. I do want to be involved in what's right. But when the Charlie Kirk case goes unsolved, look no further than this individual on video when asking why. She and her network of chained echo chambering slaves are running one of the most masterful controlled op campaigns in the history of the nation. Don't believe me? Sit back and watch this slow narrative pivot manifest into a new automatic rifle that folds into backpacks plot. So I don't know that Candace was saying that that the rifle was used. My settings. Okay, that the rifle was used necessarily. It could have been a decoy, whatever. But anyways, so he's saying that she has a new rifle theory. In my opinion, this controlled op campaign is just as bad, if not worse, as the security and TPUSA team that actually took Charlie out. This is on a whole different level of diabolical. I'm talking about deliberate stonewalling, gatekeeping, and flat-out disinformation while leading millions in a pretend investigation. So, I mean, Candace has had a lot of criticism about that, you know, because it's going all different directions, as it does in a case that's complicated with a lot of different people. I feel like that's what happens. And he says, I'm just thinking out loud here, but ain't it wild that her breaking news stories usually happen around the time she goes on vacation or comes back from break. It's also like she attends alphabet camp with Erika and co. What are we on now? Plan D or Plan E? So in the coming weeks, months, and maybe years, remember this, my friends. Candace flat out admitted that something exploded under Charlie's shirt back in September, and it's on multiple videos. I just don't know where that Candace ran off to, Blake. So he had said that he had posted earlier that day saying he was out of the investigation. He said he wasn't going to do it. He said, my work in the Charlie Kirk investigation is over and my main account will be deactivated for good. Thank you to everyone who supported my effort in seeking truth and justice. My family essentially did an intervention on me about 30 minutes ago and gave me an ultimatum. They are tired of the chatter from around my hometown and feel embarrassed from the attention. I'll still be watching from the shadows, but I'm calling it quits. So he took down all of his YouTube videos, and as I went on I was seeing if he actually had any new posts because I was interested in following him and what his investigations, what his findings are, who he's talking to, and all that, because I find it interesting and informative actually too. So I actually run across a different video of, I can't remember her name. And anyways, he's done videos with her before, but she was saying that he had taken time off and quit before in this video because he had had death threats and threats of harm and all of that to him. So social media and this whole network of individuals and investigators and all that is definitely like a great big family who fights sometimes, and then the different families don't get along, and it's crazy. Can't we all just get along? So anyway, I was bummed to see his videos down. I think he has some good stuff, but definitely some things to work out with other people for sure. Let's see. I'm thrilled that people are swallowing the Erika Kirk pill. I doubt there was a real threat. People just don't like her. Okay, so yeah, I'll tell you about that. Oh, that are not swallowing. Yes, I am too. I think a lot of people are waking up. He did have Joe Kent. Okay. So it was a great interview. So then I probably saw both of them because I'm like, he has it darker. Shawn Ryan's in there. And I think, yeah, I can't remember. Anyways, I can't keep it all straight, you guys. Thank you. I'm going to go back and brush up on that. So they have stuff in common, I'm sure, with working in that arena with the government. So what happened with Blake? So I gave you the rundown. I mean, he said his family is, Blake works hard. He puts in a lot of time on some of those spaces when everybody was together talking. I kid you not. Hours upon hours upon hours. I'm like, I don't know how you all do that and still do content and bring people up to speed on what's going on in this whole investigation and this whole saga. Terry D. Hi, Terry. After Barron, John Bray, and Blake Bednarz are supposed to be on Blackline Brief, should be exciting. Yes. I don't know if Blake is going to be there, to be honest. So I know that's one I want to catch. So while I'm packing and getting my stuff, I'm going to watch Barron because he's usually on as soon as Candace is done. And then I'll flip over and try to catch some of what, that show. I'm excited for that too. So so basic niche, mostly carpentry, timber framing. Haven't had the luxury of working in a wood shop in a few years. I like making boxes though. Nice like garden boxes. I see that. Is that like a raised, well, it looks like, is that a retaining wall you're building in your picture there? I can't tell. Anyways, that's awesome. It's so nice to have somebody handy who can build stuff. Hi, Mark. How's it going? Does Mark play the piano? See the piano back there behind? Are you Are you music literate, Mark? Let's see. She wasn't saying that. She was saying that everyone around Erika is shady. Yeah, exactly. That was the point. And she was just saying, you know, there was a gun, and that possible gun was somehow under investigation around the same time. Why? Like these things, these coincidences, this weirdness is weird. So yeah, I didn't catch that she was saying that at all, or even inferring that was what, you know, hurt Charlie. When I first saw, and I haven't seen her saying the explosion, so which doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means I probably missed it because I was thinking about something else at the time with my little monkey brain. Okay, when I first saw the video of Charlie being hit, my first thought was, what blew up under his shirt? Yeah, it's so obvious something happened under his shirt. I mean, thank goodness for all the video and all the people who broke it down and decided to look into it, because, and we get to know all that and see that. Hey, fearlessly. Sewing division is the key. You like to sew. We have a sewing machine, and I don't use it, but my daughter does. Let's see. Cisco, I doubt there's anyone who wants to off Erika. People just don't like her lies. Matt from the Black Line Brief said it's still going on tonight. Okay, so the panel, everybody's going to be there. The panel's still a go. Awesome. I was on Zach's live prior, and Matt was there and said it was a go. Okay. I don't know about Blake, though. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, the show's a go. I just don't know about Blake. I would be very surprised. I don't know. You just never know what you're going to get with Blake, I think. So maybe he will, maybe he won't. So I'm going to catch it. I want to listen. I think it would be great. I am a concert pianist. Oh, I love that. Maybe we can listen. Maybe you could send a piece and we could listen to it together. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Okay. Cisco says, I like to build things from wood, but usually it's not very good. Yes. But it's still fun. I'm good at basic tables. Nice. I'm good at restaining, like restaining things and, you know, refurbing things. I have an eye for detail. So, I'm covering Marx. She also did a favor to Colorado voters, letting them know Marx isn't a good guy. Oh, in covering Marx. Yes, I agree. I thought it was very interesting how one having the foldable would null and void the need for a screwdriver, but the Heather Robinson supposed text of, I don't even know if it has a serial number. Okay. Got it. Amongst people. Oh. I meant, sorry, it was in regards to earlier. It was meant that the plan for those that be is just, maybe there's some typos. I always do that when I try to type on the phone in comments. It's a disaster. So, okay. About Erika Kirk. Something's going on. So a few days ago, Savannah, let me see if I can find the post that I wanted to show you. I'll share this with you. Okay. Here it is. What the heck? These are out of order. Okay. So Erika Kirk responds to Savannah Hernandez. So this is on April 13th. Savannah made this post, and I'll show you. Oh, wrong screen. Okay. Let me show you where it is. Okay. So she got attacked. Is this her video? Let me make sure the volume's up for you, okay? Okay, it's not playing. Why don't I have sound? Try this, guys. Hold up. Oh, maybe they just don't have sound. Let me see. I want to make sure I get the right video for you guys. Here it is. Okay.
I got her? No! Stop touching me! You fucking touched me! Jesus Christ! Leave me! I'm trying to leave!
I know, just go though. Look, we're trying to help you. Let's get you out of here. Trying to leave, let's go. Let's get you out of here. Let's go. Where are you going? Where do you need to go?
I don't have a car here. Where do you want me to go?
Jared, can we get her somewhere?
I try to help you though. Like we helped
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did. We stopped people from hitting you because you were
I
saying.
was standing here for an hour.
If we didn't help you, you would have been
and
attacked.
started attacking me.
We told them to stop.
I didn't do anything.
But you're like trying to play victim so hard when we were literally.
Okay, so I have all this on camera.
And you
It's fine.
like, push people.
And because we're Minneapolis, you can't press charges against any of these people either. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. There we go, guys. There we go.
There's 1,000 people in videos of us trying to help.
Incredible. What am I gonna do?
Okay. That was ugly. Okay, so let me tell you. So Savannah works for TPUSA, or with TPUSA, rather, as a reporter, commentator, and contributor with them. And so she ran across, she had that happen just, let's see, when did I say she posted that? April 11th. So April 11th. And then Erika Kirk responds. I'll show you that again. We've got your back. And then she quotes scripture. For the weapons of our warfare are not of flesh, but have divine power to destroy strongholds. But I think it's flesh and blood. But anyways, the real scripture. So, gosh, she posted that. And then she quotes that, the reason that she's not going to the event with JD Vance is violence. Now, my theories are two. Like, here's what I'm wondering is happening. So they're staging events of violence, and they are providing extra security for Savannah. But staging this, allegedly, these are my thoughts, that these one of two things, or maybe both, are happening. And then they are trying to frame it because what they want people to believe, especially in Utah, where Tyler Robinson's case is going to be. And of course, we have that hearing coming up on Friday for the media, that they really want to program the public that this is political violence. That the reason Tyler did that was because of political violence, and it was motivated by that agenda. So they're planting and programming is what I think. Okay. The other thing, and I'm just wondering, they're saying that the reason that possibly she canceled, and Candace had posted this too, is maybe because nobody showed up. So, it could. What if they are trying to create an exit strategy to remove her as CEO because it's such a failure? So, if they're like, all of a sudden she's scared about violence and all of that, maybe she needs to step away to protect her kids. That's what I'm thinking. It's probably not that there was threats of violence, but because it's something else. And of course, I did comment that Savannah, she seems like a sweet girl. She doesn't deserve that. No matter what side you're on, she doesn't deserve, that they were antagonizing her and trying to get something to happen. That was very obvious and very clear. So please hit the thumbs up. Remember to do that. Like and subscribe, please. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Any theories? Which one of mine that I just mentioned do you think it could be? Hold on. Is something going on with audio? Oh, okay, just because of the thing. Okay, let me scroll down here. Oh, weird sounds. Yeah, they were having trouble. YouTube was having trouble too with videos uploading. White people ruined protesting. For real. Her face, and no disrespect, because I believe nobody should have harm inflicted upon them ever, but her face has the telltale signs of somebody who's inciting something and purposely triggering. Yeah, I had commented to her, I'm like, listen, you know that people, even on your side of things, can instigate things and pay people to actually create this chaos so that it serves their agenda. I mean, it happens. We know that happens. So yes, orchestrated. That was orchestrated. I didn't know all this information prior. This is totally orchestrated. So yeah, so my thing is that happened, and then Erika saying, she's afraid of the violence after, she's been very clear that, let me play this for you. Share this instead. Just maybe you forgot. In case you forgot, I'm going to show you. Here we go. Volume.
I do. What are they going to threaten me with? Going to heaven sooner to be with my husband? And I don't say that to be reckless. I do not. I do not say that because I'm out in the streets like, here I am, come find me. That's not at all. It's a fearlessness that's rooted in the understanding that I will have my day and my time, whenever that is. When the Lord knows that I've completed my mission. And I'm not afraid. Charlie wasn't afraid either. We never lived in fear. If we did, we wouldn't get anything done. And I can't help run alongside this mission of Turning Point USA and raise my babies with fear. I can't. That's not a life to live for anybody.
For those of you wondering why I don't have really flowing, long, blonde hair right now, so I'm going to address it right at the front. Mr. Vice President, I'm on stage here instead of our friend Erika Kirk.
That's right.
Because unfortunately, she has received some very serious threats in her direction. It's a terrible reflection on the state of reality and the state of the country. But it underscores a larger point that she has received a lot of attacks.
I know that she did get some threats, and about 2 hours ago, as you know, Andrew, I was a little worried that we were going to have to cancel the event because Erika was not going to come, and she was very worried about it. And I talked to the Secret Service, and obviously these guys do a very good job. And I said, you know what? Let's let Erika do what she needs to do for herself and her family. I'm sure Andrew will fill in.
This is a better life.
So in that interview, if you guys saw it, Jesse had asked her, are you afraid? And she's like, no, what are you going to say? I'm going to go be with my husband? Cool. I mean, so that all of a sudden now she's afraid, and Vance has Secret Service. She has loads of money for security. Andrew showed up, but it wasn't safe for her. So yeah, I don't know. We don't know the backstory of, if it was her kids or anything being threatened, but I mean, you can hire a Secret Service or, security over there too. So I just know, just from history of watching these things play out as we have over the past year, I'm very doubtful that is actually what is going on. What do you guys think? Basic niche, the division is growing deeper. Emotions are, yes, it is so emotional. Empathy is leading to anger. Yeah, and violence. It is. I go there next week. Not sure I'd want to live there. No. You don't have to apologize. Fearlessly talk, chitter chatter. I wish we could have like a speaker. We could just do, they need to do something like that. YouTube, get on that for us. Let's see. Don't forget Donald Trump in this statement about providing weapons to protest. Yes. She can't beef up security. Exactly. Hi, Aaron. Speculations on top of speculations. Please let this woman live. We're trying to get to the bottom of it. If I were a wife, I'd really want that too. Actually, I wouldn't want to be accused of what she's being accused of, but I wouldn't be accused of that because I'd be going, yeah, you guys help me out because this doesn't look right. This does not look right. And that's not what's happening. That is not what's happening. They want one answer, and that's that Tyler Robinson pulled the trigger and killed Charlie Kirk, and that's just not what happened. It isn't. So that's all we've got is speculation. And as a matter of fact, when there are investigations, that's how they lead to being solved, is speculations. You follow the speculation, you rule it out, you move on to the next thing, and then voila, you find your answer. Process of elimination. That's what you have to do. There's a lot of dirty hands in the mix, so that makes it all that much harder. And we know the FBI is not doing their job. Okay. Something about suing Candace. Yeah, people were saying that it's Candace's fault, which is when as soon as I saw that Erika Kirk canceled from yesterday, from Candace's show, I'm like, wait a minute, she's not afraid. How does this play out? Anyways, but people are blaming Candace. So of course I had to go on and say, look, she said there was that death threats all the time and they weren't worried about it. They were going to build. They just wanted to keep building. And so Aaron wants us to
stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
That we can't stop. Won't stop. Samantha put hands on someone too. Yes, well, that's what I'm saying is she's just like, get out. I feel like they were deliberately trying to goad her into a reaction. And then Erica's right there. It just so happens to be TPUSA. It's coordinated. It's a coordinated effort, I think. I mean, allegedly. That's just my theory. That's what it looks like. Unfortunately, I was thinking about this as I was driving today. It is unfortunate we have to question everything like this. Nobody wants to live questioning every single thing that our religious leaders do, that our government does. We don't want to live this way. This has been created because of all the lies. This is what lies create. It just is. That's the consequence. So, I mean, we've got to live with it, but we don't have to sit back and just absorb it. We can fight it. We can fight it. Like I'm fighting old age, right? like all of us. Anyway, maybe Mrs. Vance didn't want hair on her husband. Keep your fingers out my husband's hair. Exit strategy. So that's what I'm thinking. It could be an exit strategy because she's not doing well. She really isn't. So definitely something to think about. I hadn't thought about it prior, but it would make sense to me that her suing would need grounds and due to Candace's inability to perform the duties of her business requirements. Yeah, she couldn't. She would never. That would never hold up in a court of law because they talked about the threats and everything. I mean, she could try. I don't know. Definitely could try, but I don't think anything would come of that. Let's see. She doesn't have to answer to Candace. Oh, no, she doesn't. There is a gag order in place, though. And she shouldn't have this whole time been talking about the case or having TPUSA talk about the case because they are directly tied and will be called as witnesses in the case. So let's see. Vance has no credibility or experience. His opinions are worthless. He's a nobody that they are trying to force down our throats. Yeah, and he's starting to sound just like Donald Trump. It really. Hey, Jennifer, Candy is a liar. You say Candy. People like to call her Candy when they don't like her. Huh. I think Candy. I like Candy. Every time you say Candy, it makes me think I need a chocolate bar. It's something chewy and delicious and sweet with a little bit of crunch, maybe some nuts, coconuts. That sounds really good, actually. You're a sinner. Yeah, you're right. I am. Okay. But y'all, Jennifer, Aaron, you guys, you can go start your own little chat group and go chat there. But we don't need you here. If you don't like it, go. And I could help you out and just boot you out if you'd like to. So your choice. This is the equivalent of what happened to Savannah. They're not being super horrid. They're not cussing at us and being violent. Digital violence. Grifter. Okay. Thanks for helping the algorithm. Haters, trolls. Thanks, Sandra. Who's this? Are these just all? Can you tell me why you hate Rika? There's plenty of stuff for you to go look up. I don't have the time here today. I think exit strategy is a high likelihood. Then Bed could come in writing or Andrew because he was happy to fill in and they made it clear that he was filling in. Did you hear what he said? He says, I'm not here with the flowing, lovely, well, he didn't say lovely, the flowing blonde hair. And he made like, I think all those guys have a crush on Erika Kirk. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Teresa, I apologize for yesterday. I've had tangles with the taxman, so I got fired up. Plus, we all pay so much to the government. Still no excuse. That's okay. No, that's all right. I could tell, you felt passionate. Actually, my son he wants to talk to us about it because he's concerned. I know it was not out of meanness, but of concern not to have anybody screwed over that you like and care about. That's okay. Let's see. I like your ability to turn bitter comments into salted caramel. Salted caramel. It's so good. Yes, sea salt caramel. I do. I like the sea salt caramel in my coffee. And if I don't have sea salt caramel, I'll just put a little dash of salt. I'll do my caramel pumps of caramel and then put some salt in there. Taste just. We have sea salt, pink Himalayan sea salt. That's what we use for cooking. And so I just put a dash in that. A good little salty, sweet, the best thing. Hey, Jamie, you're human. And as humans, we are imperfect. So please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah, it's all good. You're a buddy. You are a buddy. Scotland here? You're from Scotland, Jennifer? Why do you care? Is that what you're saying? There's a lot of foreign people who pay attention to this case. Canada, New Zealand, letters. Andrew Tate did it for me. Okay. Andrew Tate did it. Candy. Okay. Got it. Actually, it's funny. My daughter, she's in grade 5 and she's like, they don't teach us skills for real world. They don't. They just teach you to obey. Do as you're told, follow orders. Don't think on your own. Don't even think of breaking the rules. My daughter gets straight A's practically. She's gotten on 2 of the honor rolls. So, and they also have the requirement to be in class. Well, she was needing some appointments. So she went over, they sent me a letter. She was at 8 and they are given 8 per semester, I think. And so they sent a letter saying, hey, we need to have her in class. And then she reminded me that there's a fine. If you don't go to class and you go over, that Wisconsin has a rule that you have to pay a fine. And I'm like, well, I'll fight it. I'm such an anarchist. I'll fight it because you're doing good. You're in school all the time. You're on the honor roll. Like, that's crazy. I can see if somebody's obviously struggling in school and they're not getting to class. So anyways, anyway, I get off on a little bit of a rant there. It's getting hot in here. Okay. It's funny you say that because we were on our way to school in the morning and she asked me something and I'm like, no, they don't teach you that. They teach you how to be a cog in the machine. No real world training. Yeah. Truth. Did you guys see the interview with JD Vance and Andrew Kolvet? Okay. So here, I'm going to show you, I don't know if Candace, you guys alert me if Candace announces because I have it up here. But when I'm trying to talk to you, 4:20. She's going on at 4:20. What time do we have? Oh, I'm glad I looked. We're 5 minutes away. We're going to have to get to this next time. Okay. I'll show you Karl Marx. Oh, geez. Okay. So Victor Marx replied to Candace. I'll show you. And it gave me the ick. It gave me the ick. Okay, hold on.
Well, all right.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to pause this. I've got to full screen this for you.
Well, all righty then. Love you, Candace. Let me know when you want me to come on the show. Praying for you.
Well, all righty.
Well, all righty then. Love you, Candace.
Candace.
Let me know when you want me to come on the show. Praying for you.
I don't believe.
Well, all righty.
Did I do a good impression? That was his reply. So then he says to her in this post, let's see, I'll put this, actually, I'll just show you so we can look at it together. Okay. My official statement to Candace Owens show today, synopsis of Candace Owens on Victor Marx. He's an arms trafficker to Haiti, Israel, and possibly Iran. Trump knows about this. Trump faith, excuse me, where'd we go? TPUSA faith is a cover for arms and human trafficking. Erika Kirk knows that TPUSA is a cover for arms and human trafficking. Victor engages demons. Well, he did. I mean, that's what the reporting was. So it sounds to me like that's what it is. It's not biblical. I know that much. ATF was looking into a gun associated with people associated with Victor on the day Charlie was assassinated. I'm sure that can be proved. Candace doesn't like to look like a fool. No matter what you say, she doesn't like to look like a fool. So, hey, if you're just coming in, please hit the like and the thumbs up, subscribe, all notifications, do all of them. Click it, drop down menu, all, please. Thank you. Hit the heart next to the chat every now and then. Epstein will re-emerge. Israel is behind the mass slaughter of Christians everywhere. That's happening. Evangelical Christians hate Catholics. Finally, Candace, who claims Brigitte Macron is a man, and he is. Egyptian planes and the French military are involved with the Charlie Kirk's assassination, and Erika Kirk is involved in child trafficking and met with the military the day before Charlie's death, claims Victor is a compulsive liar, allegedly. So Candace replied, I tried to find that so I could show you, but she replied on X and she said that I couldn't find it. So I don't know if she deleted it or if he did or whatever, but somebody took a screenshot on it. So I found that and it said, Real Candace Owens says, we're actually going to have Corby Hall. Oh, I'll share this with you actually. Here, we're actually going to have Corby Hall of Fold AR on, and he's game to do the show with you. Happy to have you both on if you agree. So I don't see that he responded to that. We'll see. I don't see that happening, but we'll see. We will see. We shall see. Okay, we're at 4:20. Let me pop over here. Okay, was I right about the time? Yeah, 4:20. Okay, good. We're there, guys. Anyway, poor Erika. That's disgusting. Did you think Marx was disgusting or what? Yeah. Candy loves, okay. This one. There we go. They can watch quietly if they want to. They cannot comment. Bye. 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 Okay. Hugh, let's see. This is, I expected other streams to get more hate. I didn't expect this, but I actually have Candace in the headline, so that's probably why. Easy to say anything when you're sitting inside. Go get out and see what's going. Well, where are you? Are you outside, Hugh Boyd? Should we look at your channel? What do you do on yours? Okay. How did Jennifer and Hugh find this live stream and why are they here? I think Aaron probably left because I haven't seen anything from Aaron in a minute. Yeah. Well, obviously he's outside hiking. I don't know their pronouns. But I'm not a pronoun fan. I just said that to be silly. He's hiking while he's on his phone, or he could be parachuting, or he's doing an outdoor activity. I know that for sure. He is touching grass while he's commenting. 100%. Shrooms. He's picking shrooms. Growing kombucha? Probably. Maybe she's got some SCOBY. Erika is so full of herself and arrogant in her Mossad power that all the men at TPUSA, yes, hero. I bet it's all the men, because people like that, they know how to work the sexual energy. Not only for men, though, in women too. As remember, whatever happened to that one person who talked to Candace about Erika? Remember that teen girl? We never heard back. But yes, that there's just this like sexual energy. They're not this maybe not sexual, maybe that's the wrong word. What's the word? More sensual, or what is that? There's a word. It's at the tip of my brain. I'm going to share this tab instead. Okay, she is getting ready to go, and we'll add her. Add her. Add me. Okay. When that starts, it'll let me make the screen bigger. Seducing, a seducing spirit, a seducing way about them that they are able to really get to people and really manipulate them and influence them. And clearly that's what she does. I don't find her that beautiful, to tell you the truth. And I don't find her homely or ugly or anything at all, but I just don't see that she's so beautiful. So I'm guessing she's got some sort of that seducing charismatic. I don't know. I don't find her charismatic either, but one-on-one, maybe she has that that effect on people. I don't know. I don't think she'd have it on me. I'm immune. I'm immune to her wiles. Okay. JD needs to go to Valhalla and find Charlie. I erase schmoozy, sorry. Okay. let's see, Jamie, no worries. I was responding to a troll anyway. Oh my gosh, I wanted to show you some of this interview. So with Marx with Shawn Ryan, he goes into detail, and then he says that he did he was remembering things, and he was not believing or fully believing that it really happened. So he went through a polygraph test with a police officer in California, and he kind of mumbled that part. So I don't, that always leads me to believe somebody's hiding something a little bit. So yeah, he said he went through a polygraph, and then so this polygrapher confirmed, yes, whatever you're saying and doing is true. Well, of course, he believes it happened, so that's going to show up on a polygraph as truth to me. I'm not a professional. But anyway, I know that much because I watch a lot of TV. I used to. Now I just watch YouTube and X and Instagram. But yeah, so he was saying he went through that. He talked to an officer back where he used to live and told them that his dad and him killed somebody. His dad put his hand on the gun, and then the dad pulled the trigger and they buried the body. And so Shawn asked him, well, did you guys ever find out who he was? And he says, well, I think it was some homeless guy. From the way it looked, he may have been homeless. So anyways, the police officers, they're like, the case is so old. Who cares? It's a cold case. They pretty much, and he says he talked to the FBI. So that part I was, getting busier with queuing up stuff for you guys. So I'll have to go back and listen to that part. But he says he's talked to police, he's talked to FBI, and nobody's bothered to try to find missing dead people. When there's a crime reported and he reported it, they're not doing anything about it? That doesn't make any sense to me. Of course, he's military or ex-military, so he's got those ties. But yeah, that was probably there was some other stuff that he said. I had it queued up for you guys to show you, but I don't get to show you. But anyway, it's the one I put. Did I put it in the link yesterday or in the chat? Let me do it. I'll do it right now, just in case I didn't. This is the one. His voice. So he does talk about ending generational abuse and changing the trajectory. I believe that 100%. Do I believe it from him? I don't think so, but it's easy to be manipulated, especially if you are also who is somebody who has come from that. And a lot of people have come from abuse or addiction, as he did, and so they're going to really be sensitive to what he's talking about. He did tear up and showed some tears and watering eyes. To me, it acted kind of like Erika Kirk does. So yeah, I don't know. What was this? Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, here she is. Uh-oh.
All right, you guys, Shabbat Shalom. Mommy stayed home for the first time, I might add. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Erika Kirk. I gotta tell you, I am getting too old for this. I'm being serious. How old am I getting? My birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks, and this morning I was having the team help me pick out a microscope that I want as a present because I'm in my dweebing out era. I'm suddenly interested in DNA and cells, and I'm watching TikToks from phlebotomists. Like, why do we have to go to the doctor for everything? Can't I figure this out with a microscope? That's how old I'm getting. Too old to have to take time out of my precious day to work through the latest turning point public relations blunder. Blunder after blunder, lie after lie. They treat us like we are toddlers. They want us to make believe. Yesterday, Erika no-showed an event, last minute, an event featuring the Vice President of the United States. How disrespectful. Well, not as disrespectful as the excuse that they are currently handing us as to why. Plus, Victor Marx, Pastor Victor Marx, have some respect. He replied to me, and to be honest, the response was kind of weird. It's just weird. I can't explain it. I'll let you guys be the judge. Welcome back to Candace.
Okay. Yeah, we had a lot of haters in there today. I'm shocked. Don't put Candace's name in your titles.
So last night, in case you missed it, in case you've been hiding under a rock, Erika Kirk was slated to appear alongside her friend, Vice President JD Vance, at the University of Georgia, and she just completely no-showed it. She stood him up. That is not casual. That is the sitting Vice President of the United States. It is low-key disrespectful outside of a real emergency. Emphasis on the word real.
Real.
It was mystifying at first, really, especially since the decision very clearly had to have been made. We were left to assume that it had been made in the umpteenth hour because the announcement was made by none other than Andrew Kolvet on stage. This means that ticket holders were not informed until the very moment of the event. Actually, the Turning Point leaders who put together the event were not informed that she was not going to be there. How do we know? Because they were posting and promoting her appearance just 50 minutes before doors opened. Here is a video of the TPUSA staff promoting her. Take a listen.
Hey everybody, my name is Grant Tyler. I'm the field representative for the Peach Territory and also the University of Georgia.
And I'm Caroline and I'm the University of Georgia chapter president.
And we are here at the Akins Ford Arena about to host JD Vance and Erika Kirk.
Doors open at 1:50, so come out and support your country.
We'll see you there.
They look sweet and happy and clearly not informed of what was going on. So if the story that they are going to sell to us, that there's a threat, then we have to assume Erika was on the ground, right? On the ground in Georgia, something happened and she
Apparently
pulled out,
no
but she
one,
wasn't.
Cisco.
She was back home.
10
which means
people.
that decision had to have already been made long before those students made that video. Yet Andrew Kolvet is going to, as you are about to see, last minute on stage inform and surprise even the event planners with this message. Take a listen.
For those of you wondering why I don't have really flowing long blonde hair right now, so I'm going to address it right at the front. Mr. Vice President, I'm on stage here instead of our friend Erika Kirk.
That's right.
Because unfortunately, she has received some very serious threats in her direction, which is terrible. It's a terrible reflection on the state of reality and the state of the country. But it underscores a larger point that she has received a lot of attacks from surprising places, perhaps. Tell us what you think about that. Some of the people that have made, part-time jobs out of attacking Erika, and this is the net result.
Oh my, is the implication here that it's our fault? Is it my fault? Why do I feel like they're talking about me? Is that weird? She's not here. And come on, Veep. Come on. Explain to everybody how it's actually Candace Owens' fault because she's being attacked, more broadly speaking. What do I have to do with her going to an event? And by the way, this is weird, but I told you guys I'm aging. I am so old that I distinctly remember when the messaging was the exact opposite. They were sort of gaslighting us the other way. Remember, right after Charlie was assassinated, a lot of people were like, look, she's doing a lot. She's kind of just like doing a lot. Like I would be pretty scared. Most of us, even people who didn't know Charlie, were scared to go out their door. The world felt less safe, but his wife was just fearlessly trotting through all of these events, attending, speaking, massive, sold out 21,000 spillover crowd at State Farm Stadium. And the PR machine was like, oh, you noticed that she's doing a lot. Well, let us explain to you why she has no fear. Let me explain to you why she's abnormal. She's just
so much
above
faith.
You all. In fact, Erika Kirk herself jumped in, and this was the reason that we were given via her interview with Jesse Waters. Take a listen.
Do you feel safe?
I do. What are they going to threaten me with? Going to heaven sooner to be with my husband? And I don't say that to be reckless. I do not. I do not say that because I'm out in the streets like, here I am, come find me. And that's not at all. It's a fearlessness that's rooted in the understanding that I will have my day and my time, whenever that is. When the Lord knows that I've completed my mission. And I'm not afraid. Charlie wasn't afraid either. We never lived in fear. If we did, we wouldn't get anything done. And I can't help run alongside this mission of Turning Point USA and raise my babies with fear. I can't. That's not a life to live for anybody.
It isn't.
So that was in her godlier than thou era, right? When we had, like I said, normal concerns like, hey, wouldn't you be kind of scared for your kid? You're doing a lot right. No, Erika is on fire for the Lord, and that's why you don't understand it. It's supernatural because the Lord is giving her this courage. So I'm just asking the common sense question, what changed 7 months on? What was the threat that Erika endured that was so severe 7 months later that she had to last minute cancel an event with the number 2 man of this great nation? What threat could be so severe that she didn't even trust that the Secret Service, right? The nation's Secret Service, to the vice president, he just got back doing negotiations with Iran overseas. It has got to be a pretty good Secret Service. She did not feel that even they could alleviate it. Well, we can always rely on Andrew Kolvet to further illuminate matters on Fox News. Take a listen.
It was a really unfortunate experience for me too, just to have to watch that very difficult decision get made, which I think is the first time that we've ever had to make that decision in Turning Point history. But everything that happened with Charlie, obviously his assassination, we're still, grieving that. And you saw what happened with Savannah Hernandez, one of our TPUSA Frontlines reporters in Minneapolis. And to see the security team tell us, we cannot guarantee your safety. We recommend that you don't do this, was a really chilling moment for all of us to kind of have to internalize and experience and realize that Erika Kirk is, her children are one parent away from being orphans. And sometimes you just have to say, listen, right now, what's most important is your safety, is your security, and your children, your family. Let your team handle this. Let us do what we can do. And so, I obviously was horrified at the reason why, but I was honored to stand in and pinch hit for Erika last night. And I was grateful for the vice president to, that we didn't have to ultimately cancel the entire event. He was willing to do it with me, and it was very gracious of it.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just getting whiplash. I feel like that's what we were saying. Like, what could be more important than being home with your children when she was just all on the book tour and Shabbat, and we were just told, no, she's a brave soul. This is what she wants to do. And the worst thing was she would be reunited with Charlie. And now it's so bad that it's requiring a level of Hasbro, right? They're even going to bring in their Hasbro friends over at the Daily Wire to further substantiate the matter, because people are going, this feels weird. What could be so much of a threat that they just let the VP, Vice President of the United States, carry on with the event? The people are noticing this doesn't sound right to us. And so since Charlie's passing, the Daily Wire, you will note, always has the inside scoop on what's going on with Erika Kirk for some reason. And here is what they said on Twitter. They said, regarding the threats to Erika Kirk that prevented her from attending today's events with Vice President Vance, a TPUSA official tells me that their security had been monitoring the situation in the days leading up to today's event. People were doxing her travel location and trying to track her arrival and departure, I'm told. And there were multiple direct threats against Erika specifically. This ultimately led to her security's assessment that they could not guarantee her safety. The event venue itself was fine, especially once VP was on site, but it was the travel portion that was the chief concern, the official tells the Daily Wire. Her children are one parent away from being orphans, and so we take the security's assessments and advice seriously.
The Egyptian plane wasn't available? Or, where was all this concern for Charlie when he was texting everybody, they're going to kill me?
Okay, so a couple things right off the bat wrong with that. Erika now worried about her kids. Yeah. Okay. This feels like a level of propaganda that they have not hit before. You're also telling us now, because you're realizing they're always responding when the public doesn't accept the first sloppy meal that they try to feed us. They're like, oh, okay, no, okay, you're right.
And you notice how Andrew brought up Savannah? They're connected. Those threats, political violence.
Right, doesn't make sense that the VP would be able to attend this event and Erika would not. So let's switch gears. We'll say it was related to travel, that people were tracking her plane. Okay, people had been actually tracking Erika's plane since the very beginning. People were doing entire shows about where she was going and how much she was traveling and how ridiculous it was, and she never canceled a single thing. So that's just on its face not true. Secondly, if you're going to be a person who is a public figure and you are going to travel privately, as she does, then yeah, people are going to be able to easily guess which airports you're going to, which private terminals you're going to fly into. They're not going to know which FBO, but you're telling me, what is the threat? What could possibly be the threat to her travel? She flies in and she flies out on a private plane that they just could not alleviate it. What did they threaten? We're going to be at the FBO. We'll be at every FBO. We'll be at Signature. We're going to be at Atlantic. We will be there and we are going to boo you. What is the threat? Tell us more about this threat, which was specifically taking place with doxing her travel schedule. What does that even mean? Her event is listed publicly. People buy tickets, or I guess not buy tickets, but they register their tickets to go to these events for free. So you're doxing yourself in order to be a public figure that goes on a tour, right? If you're a singer, a songwriter, you got to say where you're going. You're doxing yourself, but someone's tracking your plane. Well, what is the concern there? That could not be alleviated. You couldn't have somebody on the ground just waiting there to make sure nobody was inside the private terminal, by the way. This woman does not fly publicly. Yeah, like I said, it had to have been something bad. I'm not buying this plane tracking excuse. It seems to me, especially they're mentioning the kids now.
Maybe she watched Candace's show
they're basically
and was flipping
using
out.
every tool that is not even available in Erika's emotional shed. So what actually happened? Let me back up here and give you some facts about the University of Georgia. There are over 43,000 students that are enrolled at the University of Georgia. This event was, as you heard him say, scheduled to take place at the Aikens Ford Arena at the Classic Center, which is near the University of Georgia. The stadium holds just 7,000 people. So they were hoping, with an announcement that the Vice President of the United States was going to be attending, that it was a guarantee that they would be able to peel off something like 15% of the student body to attend. But actually, they needed even less than that, because to make matters easier for them, they also opened the tickets, the free tickets, to the general public. So forget having to get 15% of the student body to sign up. They just needed generally 7,000 people in the area that wanted to support MAGA and or the rock star widow, Erika Kirk. Reality, nobody wanted to attend. The ticket numbers were abysmal. That is what happens, and I want you to know that that is what has been happening. So in the umpteenth hour, they decided to cancel her appearance, and here is the evidence of what that event looked like. Here's a tweet with an accompanying clip, which was taken from reporter Jake Traylor, who is a reporter with MS Now. Take a look at this tweet and the accompanying video of the auditorium. He wrote, "Turning Point USA seems to have misestimated crowd size for Vance. The Aikens Ford Arena less than 25% filled for the vice president." Now he's assuming it's because of Vance, right? That people are not showing. Could be another reason. The person who was supposed to be there until the umpteenth hour, people could be turning down that particular opportunity. And I'm sure everything Vance and Trump are doing at this current moment isn't helping much either. In fact, it was so bad, right? The turnout was so bad that if we go back and re-watch that Fox News clip, they're actually showing you fake footage. Well, it's not fake footage, it's real footage.
No
but
way.
It's fake B-roll because it's from old Turning Point events. This is how sloppy the Hasbro is. We'll show you this. We'll scroll here. Not the venue. Not the venue. And yet in the corner it says Andrew Kolvet via X on Tuesday, because it says Athens, Georgia. This is not true. This is true propaganda. And we took a closer look at it, and they actually spliced together 3 separate events so that they could show something of substance when Andrew spoke. That is humiliating.
That's humiliating.
That is humiliating. And he's there pitching a story, a sad story about why they couldn't do it because it's your guys' fault. You didn't keep.
I wanted to show you guys that because he kept looking down at his iPad, at his notes. I mean, the part that he was talking about, Erika being threatened, why do you have to look at notes for that? You know what's going on. Why are you reading it? He was reading it. It was so obvious.
Keep Erika safe. Now, I am told by Turning Point USA college students and volunteers that this has been a repeat problem, that they similarly had a very hard time moving tickets for her event in Washington, D.C. with Caroline Leavitt. They just could not hit capacity. They never did, despite effectively turning these events. I don't even know why it's called a college tour anymore. It's just anybody in the public, general admission, that is willing to come listen to Erika Kirk speak for free, please come. They're going to eventually start paying people to attend these events, and they cannot sell out even a small auditorium. And yesterday, it looks like, was the worst audience turnout
It's so bad.
in Turning Point's history. Okay, let me repeat that. Under Erika Kirk's stewardship, Turning Point USA is now facing a crisis. It is the worst turnout in the organization's history, even with a feature alongside the Vice President of the United States. Similarly, they had to move the Believers Summit, something that they advertised for last year. It was slated to take place back in October, but they could not move any free tickets. Erika knew that she was not coming long before Andrew Kolvet made the announcement on stage. Yet, she did not make a statement herself until after the event began. What gives? Here's what she wrote on X. She retweeted a clip from the event, and she wrote this. I was so looking forward to tonight's event at the University of Georgia with our vice president, but after all our family has been through, I take my security team's recommendations extremely seriously. Thank you to our amazing Georgia chapter for your support. God bless you all. I can't stand the lying, the constant lying, and she is not being honest. Okay, she moves things off of her calendar. She will make it work. White House here over the weekend. She was at Bettina at Mar-a-Lago, the one who's marrying Don Trump Jr. She was at her bridal shower. Erika will be wherever it is that she needs to be. That is not the reason that she chose not to show up. And how do we know that this was not some last-minute cancellation related to a threat? Well, first off, common sense. I knew they were lying as soon as Andrew announced it on stage. Take it from someone who has endured a great many threats. The last thing you do is announce a threat on stage when one is happening. In fact, I have dealt with threats at Turning Point USA events where we have had to inform them, this guy who was completely insane and escaped a mental institution, or he was a mental hold, and they didn't know where he was. They alerted us, and I was doing an event in Nashville with Charlie, and we had to alert the security team. Nobody goes out and says, hey, Candace has a threat. That's why she's not here. And you know what? Would you like to, JD, let me give you the stage to blame everybody for her having this threat. That is so performative and outlandish that I instantly knew that it didn't pass the sniff test. But another way that we can confirm that we know this is not real and they're making this up is because Erika was also slated to speak yesterday at 1:30 p.m. in Georgia at a local high school. But she canceled that event, and she didn't cancel it last second. She canceled it the day before on Monday. Okay? So Tuesday, yesterday, she has a 1:30 event, and then she has an evening event with JD Vance. But on Monday at noon, she had already informed the high school that she was not going to be in attendance, a full day before her last minute on-stage cancellation of her event with JD that the students did not even know about. So she honored the high school students with information, but did not honor the college students with any information, making them look like fools outside, okay? And how did they do it? They emailed and they texted and informed the parents at school that her appearance had been canceled, and they gave a reason, and that reason was not security. Let's read it together. Here is the text that went out canceling the high school event. It reads, first, you can see they set this event up on March 30th. On Monday, you can see that it reads, parent alert, due to scheduling complications, the optional Turning Point USA high school event scheduled for tomorrow, September 14th, has been canceled. We are sorry for any inconvenience this may have caused and are hopeful for other Turning Point USA opportunities in the future. Okay? A scheduling conflict. A scheduling conflict, not a threat, but a scheduling conflict. Now, if there were a viable threat, wouldn't it have been prudent to inform the administration of a high school? Even if it was an airplane-related threat that, it must be, if it's so serious, like someone's going to harm her, you tell the high school, hey, we have a very viable threat right now. We don't want to bring this to you. They were not informed that. They were just told it was a scheduling issue, and there was not some significant thing that was pending in the background, which caused her to abandon her previous God's got me philosophy. So, like I said, don't you think her staff would have let the high schoolers know if there was a threat? That would have been the responsible thing to do. I am told the truth is, again, that there was immediate parental backlash already that kept happening because she was announced, and they basically said, okay, this is an optional event. They It then ended up that there was going to be abysmal attendance, meaning nothing that they could record on social media to make it look like she's, got the crowd going crazy. And so it was nothing for her to look forward to. And so she skipped it. This keeps happening. Parents and students are organizing against her for a variety of reasons. Some of them, those reasons that we have laid out on the show, they do not trust her. They do not believe her. And I can provide more proof for you by way of a parental chat on Facebook that is currently going on right now regarding another event that she has coming up at a high school in Phoenix, right in her backyard, no less. And this is a Pinnacle High School. The parents are organizing. Take a look at this chat. This is a parent that posted saying, "I am very concerned learning that Erika Kirk is going to be speaking." And then you can see an anonymous member wrote below, as a teacher, I find this highly inappropriate and a safety risk to our students and staff. Also, as a teacher, I know the district may care more about attendance more than anything else. So call your kids out of school and that will send a message. They are basically 36 likes. They are organizing essentially a walkout, a boycott of Erika Kirk. Okay? I haven't reported on this stuff in the past. I've been very aware that this is going on. The reason why I am now laying this out today is because what enrages me so much about the messaging, the setup there by Andrew Kolvet, is that it is akin to narcissistic abuse. They can never admit that they have failed or that they have done anything wrong. So what do? They tell the public that it's our fault. It's your fault.
Yep.
This wouldn't happen. This wouldn't happen if you guys would just stop criticizing her. That's completely psychopathic. We don't accept that. We reject that. Okay, no one does this. People cancel events last minute for a variety of reasons. He got drunk last night. He's hungover. Their PR comes out, makes an excuse. He had a mental breakdown backstage. We've seen a lot, especially in the land of rock and roll. Oh, I lost my throat. I lost my voice. I won't be able to sing tonight. Probably was partying. I want you to actually go through your mind of all the famous people that you know who have canceled events last minute. When do you ever recall management coming out with messaging that implies that actually it's your fault? It's the public's fault. You didn't keep this person safe. They couldn't come out tonight because you failed this person. Well, that's exactly what the messaging was, and you should be infuriated about it. It is ridiculous. They are now paying influencers. Oh, if only everyone would just leave her alone. No one would track her plane. What? You do not think people are tracking JD Vance's plane? Elon Musk took his notoriously off of something. Taylor Swift. People get their planes tracked all the time. By the way, there's no remedy for that situation. What's the future remedy? We're just not going to announce when we're just going to pop up and surprise people. The messaging was crappy. I am so sick of there never being an adult in the room that will just come out and say, as a leader would, you know what? Ticket attendance wasn't great. We want to remedy that in the future. We want to figure out what we can do, changes we can make so that we can establish Erika as the new leader of Turning Point USA. You know, they're still getting to know her. That's responsible messaging. But these guys, it's your fault. And shame on JD Vance for taking the bait on that. In response to Andrew Kolvet's questioning, he's going to lecture us. He's going to come in and he's going to lecture us. Take a listen to what JD Vance has to say.
Again, if your instinct is to go after not the left-wing radicals who are assaulting Savannah, or not the people who shot Charlie Kirk,
Mention Savannah again.
is to go after a young mother because she's grieving in a way that you find you find wrong. Well, why don't you stay in your lane and mind your own business?
Yeah, amen.
Grief is complicated, and
grief is complicated.
And so there's another angle of this, Andrew, which is just so absurd, which is that, people will say that, Erika, she's been doing this or she's been doing that, and I would be doing something different. And it's like, first of all, that's fine. Like, if you want to criticize somebody because you have a disagreement, disagree with my politics, disagree with something that Erika or Andrew say on the Turning Point podcast.
We do.
But this desire to go after her for the way she's grieving her husband, that's the most preposterous thing I've seen in a very long time. And I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in politics.
Okay. First off, we do criticize them all the time for what they say on the podcast. The whole public has been doing that actually since everything happened. Please stop saying this repeat phrase that everyone grieves differently. It doesn't matter how many times you say it, doesn't make it true. Okay, you can't just say stuff. Everybody grieves differently. Yeah, no, for sure. Everyone that I know does this. No one. That's why it stands out to people. And people go, this is strange. Most people would fear going out. They would want to be closer to their kids. Stop trying to constantly feed us this slop. But the audacity to say something like he just said, he said that it was the most preposterous thing that he has seen in politics in a very long time. People criticizing Erika Kirk. That's the most preposterous thing he's seen in politics in a very long time. Disagreeing with the new CEO and chairman. This is not just a widow. This is the new CEO and chairman of TPUSA, a position that she did not earn. Nothing that she has done warrants her being in that position. And that to him is like, whoa, I can't believe people are doing this. I've seen some preposterous things just over the last few weeks in politics that should probably rank higher on your list, okay? Like when you guys blew up that school, 150 Iranian schoolgirls were killed, and then you lied about it. That, to me, feels a little more preposterous. I mean, it was not just even 2 days ago that Trump said that he thought Jesus was a Red Cross doctor. That was a little preposterous. Y'all just out here lying about things. I don't know, the Epstein files? Did you have time to go through that, Mr. Vice President? Nothing in there ranked more preposterous for you than us criticizing Erika Kirk? How about Trump just generally attacking a pope because he's calling for peace? How about Trump saying that Brigitte Macron is hot? That was pretty preposterous, that she's got it. It's not even close. The literal ticket you guys ran on was calling for peace. Now you're attacking the Pope, or Trump is attacking the Pope because he's calling for peace. That feels pretty preposterous. Going to war with the explicit aim of opening the Strait of Hormuz, which was already opened before you began the war, is pretty preposterous. Gas prices right now are pretty preposterous. Us criticizing a grieving widow who can't keep her story straight about anything? No, that shouldn't even hit your radar. So please do not lecture us, JD. Do not, okay?
Or a botched FBI investigation
is exactly why we don't like Erika, because we see it for exactly what it is. It's elite. She has money and connections. She can call Vice President JD Vance. She can get the Secretary Scott Bessent to issue a letter on demand, demanding you stop looking into their finances. She can get Trump to say how much Charlie loved her in his Easter speech. It's the balcony approach that makes us sick. We feel it. You guys looking down in the crowd like we're animals and you're somehow more dignified. Okay, Mr. Vice President, respectfully, our friends aren't in the Epstein files. And I have enough common sense to know that the reason we refer to it as common sense is because it's shared amongst the commoners, us, the majority. And right now, the left and the right, the internet, we have correctly identified the nature of your friend, Erika Kirk. So please, I beg of you, we are 7 months into this thing. Please do not give us more fed slop. We have had our fill. And if it is truly your desire to transform hearts and minds about Erika, might I very humbly suggest that you start with a story that makes sense about September 10th. What happened? One that doesn't feature magical bullets and Superman necks and trannies that write out entire confessions in the spirit of a Jane Austen novel, my love. One which doesn't feature company employees who witnessed the shooting and for some incomprehensible reason neglect to call 911, but instead rush to remove cameras within minutes. That would be my advice. Rather than lecturing us from a balcony, string together a coherent story and a timeline for the commoners. Please and thank you. Anyway, moving on from that, on to some other things that are happening behind the scenes. Essentially, Turning Point is now just in the business of creating an illusion. And by an illusion, I mean that even when they are posting events of her being greeted at events with thunderous applause behind the scenes, you should know that middle schoolers and high schoolers are being forced in some scenarios to sit in these events. It's mandatory. Okay, they have no option. So remember when you went to school and there was assembly, when you had to go to assembly in the middle of the day? That is the state of affairs at Turning Point USA. They are the administration. It's an assembly. Surprise, Erika Kirk is here. And they're like, look, the room, the auditorium is filled. Like, I guess to keep it real, if I was in high school, I was really bad at chemistry. If he offered 5 extra points and was like, Candace, you can bring up this really bad grade that you got if you go sit with Erika Kirk in the assembly right now.
They're
or after school. No, I still wouldn't do it. But I'd think about it. I don't wish them bad. I just wish them truth. I want them all to stop lying about everything and anything and thinking that a JD Vance or a sprinkle of Trump is going to change things. Please stop abusing the public with lies. And already, since more things are leaking, Andrew is commuting the story. Right. Yesterday it was, this is happening because of the people back at home. Now he knows stuff is coming out about the high school event that was canceled on Monday, but he's trying to fit it into this puzzle, trying to make it work somehow, that he announced it on stage suddenly that Erika wouldn't be attending. And here he is on Charlie Kirk's show this morning with their latest excuse that's dropping. Take a listen.
Obviously, the big part of the news was that Erika was, she canceled her appearance at that because of security threats that were made against her. It was something we were, monitoring for days before the event. We actually had a high school event that was planned to be before the college event in the area that we had to cancel a few days before because of the increased online chatter that we were monitoring. Our security team, I should say, was monitoring. And so we thought, we got the Secret Service, everything should be fine at the main event. But what ended up happening, and I have to be somewhat careful here because the security, our security team does, obviously wants to be a little bit circumspect in the way that we talk about this because we don't want to give the bad guys any more ideas.
Yeah.
But it was a situation where they were trying to dox her travel and monitor her travel, suggesting different ways that people could attack her. And it was like something we were actively trying to navigate and change itineraries, move locations. Nobody wants to live that way. It was a terrible experience in many, many ways, and I feel terrible for Erika. And ultimately, when you're in that moment and the security team looks at you and says, we can't guarantee your safety, at some point you just have to say, we'll do this a different way.
Tough job, Andrew. It's truly a tough job that Andrew Kolvet has. I just gotta keep up with the crowd and pivot the stories, try to make it make sense. The plane, there was a threat. We tried to move the FBO and charter a different plane. We don't know the tail number. We don't have the tail number. What were they sharing? I was just like, what are we talking? You guys have multiple planes starting from USA. Oh, it just was a threat. We just can't tell you too much. We can't tell you, even though we announced it on stage. We know that people are asking for more. We just want to honor the security, and these threats are very serious. And that's why when Charlie multiple times texted me and the security team the day before saying he thought he was going to be killed, we don't like to talk about that. We don't talk about that threat. That threat, we don't want to talk about. This one, we want you to know it's your fault. So don't criticize Erika. Yeah. Emotionally manipulative, narcissistic. I reject this, and you should too. Anyway, we are going to be back after a brief break with an update regarding Pastor Victor Marx. He responded, and it's interesting. We'll be right back. All right, you guys, I love Nimi skincare. A lot of people are starting to look for more natural skincare.
Good and valid points. Good and valid points. You don't want to announce security issues because you don't want to frighten everybody. I'm telling you, they are running a con. This is a con. They talked about Savannah. They talked about Andrew mentioned it, Vance mentioned it, and they mentioned it more than once. So this is a con. They are posturing themselves to bolster community support, especially in Utah, that Tyler Robinson is behind this. There could be other side things going on. Like I said, exit strategy for Erika because she's a complete failure. Turning Point doesn't come back from this. Not even the amazing Mikey McCoy can bring them back from this. Not even God. I don't think so. I mean, I'm saying God because Erika likes to invoke the name of God, and Charlie because they're kind of one and the same, according to TPUSA. But yeah, I don't see it. Do you guys see that they'd come back? Do you see an on-ramp to fix this? I just really don't. And they lie, and the amount of BS. They ran something they thought they could do, and they failed. We're getting too smart. It might be late letters, but we're getting too smart. Right, guys? No way. No way. Nobody actually believes the flat earth. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Goodness, I have to rearrange these again. God means different things to different people. In all fairness, we're all questioning what God she's talking to exactly. Because I think a lot of us are wondering if it comes with some extra symbols and horns. Yeah, it seems to. Maybe it's the one that people were saying that was and it's supposed to be an angel on Trump's picture. You know, that was between the soldiers, but angels don't have horns. Somebody like horns above there. That's a really different kind of angel, right? Wild. Yeah. Like the video you showed us yesterday, it's not the virus that's going to get you, it's the jab. Exactly.
Chips are made with real food. They are more satiating, so you won't find yourself uncontrollably binging and still
full
feeling hungry
interview,
afterward.
oops, I just clicked
Personally,
out of
my
it.
favorite
Shoot, I was going to
flavor
put the
of
link.
Masa brand is their
That full interview is on YouTube with Vance and Andrew. You didn't miss anything, just the lies and them acting like they're all upset because we're causing this problem for Erika. And Savannah, apparently. Well, that would be the left. That would be the Democrats, the trans community.
It's at checkout. All right, you guys. Pastor Victor Marx. What can I say? He was a difficult subject to cover. A lot of editorial decisions had to be made because there was just so much. There was just so much to choose from. And I want to be clear. The information that we got about his biography, that came from Victor Marx. We could have put together tons of clips. He tells his story many times, many ways. And we just were like, okay, let's try to reduce this to the facts about his life, who his father was, who his stepdaddy was, the things that he has said. And we didn't even include stuff going on with his family, his daughter, very public back forth that went on where she was accusing him of abuse and there's a lot of that. And then she retracted her statement after they began speaking again. And okay, we were like, okay, we don't need to include that. We didn't include the young woman who alleges that Victor Marx kidnapped her from Canada. She's the people had her on the shows and she discussed how she was kidnapped. But there was a lot going on with Pastor Victor Marx. I think it is fair to suggest that he has a checkered background. And we have never received more emails and more tips about anyone. Actually, in our tips inbox, it was a recurring theme. You need to look into Victor Marx, Victor Marx, Victor Marx. Victor Marx allegedly was the first person who announced that Charlie Kirk had died. And then he deleted that post. I remember that from all of the things that were happening. It was like, why did Victor Marx announce it first? And then he deleted that post. So yeah, I think we did a good job. So kind of sizing it down to the relevant portions of what these pastors seem to get up to. I don't even know where he pastors. Where is he a pastor at? I think that was one of the points that was raised by Corby Hall. It's like, I realize he doesn't have a church. I don't know why he says he's a pastor. And I don't know why Erika can't make normal friends. None of my friends have these sorts of backgrounds. And they're not the people that I would want to see in the event of an emergency. But like JD said, she be grieving differently, y'all. She be grieving differently. Anyway, so Victor Marx clearly saw my episode very quickly, and he took to both his Instagram and X to issue a very quick response. It's a little weird. I think it's weird. Let me know if you think it's weird. This is what he said. Ooh.
Well, alrighty then. Love you, Candace. Let me know when you want me to come on the show. Praying for you.
Okay, but like, why do the glasses have to come off? Why do we have to go all like Clark Kent about it? Well, alrighty then. Give it to me again. Well, alrighty then. Give it to me one more time. I gotta watch that again.
Well, alrighty then.
Okay, can we had a DJ booth going where we just like get these sounds that we like? That's a bite. That's a bite. Yeah, I just need to have that little, whenever I'm feeling, alrighty then. Anyway, I don't know what the point of that was. And he then published, oh, I've been accused, or in this episode, this is what he suggested. Buddy, you can't be accused of what you're telling us your bio is. Now, I read Corby Hall's statement. in its entirety, fleshed out what he had to say, felt like he was a very honest person. And again, he was ready to come on the show and discuss everything, bring all of his evidence. So my instincts are usually right about people. And my instincts about you were that, I don't know. You had supplements that you were doing with David Harris. David Harris calls God Papa. I don't know. And he, like, you guys said that, like, the supplements were going to help human sex trafficking victims. It's too much. It's just too much. Okay. My senses, my spidey senses say no good. Anyways, I obviously responded instantly. I wrote this beneath the post. We are actually going to have Corby Hall of Fold AR on, and he is game to do the show with you. I am happy to have you both on if you agree.
Old Spice commercial.
Let's do this. He actually suggested it, Corby Hall. He said, because he saw the post first and said, I would 100% do this face to face. Like he
did he answer, Candace?
Very serious about what this man did to him. And like I said, he has all of the evidence. So it wouldn't make sense for me. I couldn't rebut anything that Victor Marx said about Fold AR. We were all going to have Corby. Let's make this happen. And so because I wanted to make sure that we could establish a date, I instantly then reached out privately. I will show you guys that. I wrote, hi, Victor, give me the best number. We would love to set it up. Corby Hall is completely game to join. Best to have him there since I read his letter and he has the proof, etc., of what you wanted from him, plus the prayer that you prayed over him. We have we hit go on today's episode, not heard back from him. I don't even see that it's read. He may not have read receipts on, but I obviously responded exactly where he posted the video. We will keep you posted, and I am totally game and very interested. Finally, we got one of these pastors on the hook. I want to reel him in. And talk about his relationship with Turning Point USA, how he got found as a pastor, Calvary, what goes on near that military base. It feels to me like a whole military operation, I'm going to be honest. We've done episodes. We have done our due diligence on Calvary Chapel as a whole. I find it to be problematic, but that's my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. Anyway, I wanted to let you know that we then were hit with another wave. People emailing us from Turning Point USA, inside and outside. I love this, just so you know. We have people that are saying that they will get jobs at Turning Point USA just to give us information from the inside. We have people volunteer. They're like, I am going on an interview. I reply, they want me in. I will be a mole. Like, that is how the world feels. They are willing to go to work to get information. It makes me happy and it makes me smile because that is the influence that Charlie Kirk had. Like, that's incredible that people are willing to do that for him. But anyway, people are still on the inside, and people who were fired also informed me that, there's other people that have trafficking history that are involved with Turning Point USA. And in particular, there is someone who openly discusses the fact that he used to traffic arms. I'll say allegedly, but this is apparently something he's very open about around the office. He's very close with Andrew Kolvet. That's what I am told by, again, both current and former Turning Point USA employees. His name
they're
is
all very
Marcus
tight.
Wada. Okay, here is his bio from Turning Point's website, which is interesting to me already. He's the senior productions director. Marcus Wada is the director of strategy of productions at Turning Point USA. Marcus has spent a decade in film and television production, working on films that were internationally distributed and television shows such as Miss Universe. Okay. That's a connection there. Marcus worked to raise financing for films and producing films. He left Hollywood to work in the conservative movement, producing and directing Turning Point USA's documentary series, Border Battle and the Great Global Reset. Well, apparently he also, which I wouldn't put it in my bio too, to be fair, regularly tells people his testimony about how he was involved in trafficking arms in Poland. Poland, where are you at? I saw you in the chat. Someone said, watching from Poland. And I said, ooh, you guys are getting name dropped today. So yeah, he used to be involved with trafficking in Poland, but then, as the story always goes, he found God. I am just so pleased to hear it. I'm so pleased to hear it that so many people involved with Turning Point are able to find God. Turning Point USA is out here, I guess, just finding employees and partners in a manner that is unique. It is unique, I would say. It's like a mesothelioma commercial. Were you or someone you know involved in trafficking? Give us a call today. There may be a place for you in our faith department vibes, right? So then I found out via these employees that Marcus Wada also says that his brother is still involved in the game somehow, in the industry, in some way. Is it charitably? Is there a difference? I can't be sure at this point. Anyway, I did end up finding the guy. I'm prodding that narrative. There seems to be something there. I'm assuming it must be a half brother because he has a different last name, and this guy's is Jewish, and he runs a consulting company that consults in human trafficking. What can I say? It's a big industry, you guys. And I want to be clear:
The
these people are
moneymaker.
not involved in the trafficking. They are charitable and want to alleviate this global circumstance. And these people also, you know, have histories, but I don't know, guys. I didn't even know you could consult in those things. I thought the website was made up. I was like, what does this mean? You're consulting in drugs and look at this industry areas. National border security, money laundering, human trafficking, sex trafficking, and firearms and ammunition. This is brother. Controlled substances. Okay. What does it mean to consult in it? How do you consult in it? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm an old dog that can't learn a new trick. That's my problem.
Thanks
But
for
I
the
am
super,
good at
Jamie.
spreadsheets. Not so great at Excel, but I know how to put together a timeline and spreadsheets and to organize. You guys should see my pantry. It is ridiculously organized. Okay. And I did put together, you guys saw this earlier, the connecting
Super.
themes spreadsheet because we kept seeing these recurring themes. And I did not use Excel as it should be used, but I did put together these columns, and it's the trafficking and sex abuse. I should write charity to make that clear. It's getting pretty long, you know. Derek and Shalane Maxfield, that was that plane that left and went to Page, Arizona that day. They run a child abuse charity, a trafficking charity. Sapria, Colonel Otto Buscher, obviously the Romanian instance with Erika, all surrounding what happened at the military base. And he worked with Romanian Angels, which was her charity. The civilian commander stationed at Fort Huachuca, charged with running a child sex abuse ring, Turning Point USA Faith, Greg Laurie, whose church, Erika went right on tour with him. Harvest Church is currently being accused of trafficking children from Romania. Okay, they are fine with that partnership. George Zinn, our decoy boy, was arrested for having pornographic images of children on his phone. Andrew Piscadlo, that was the person who was detained that day, works to ring the alarm on military Ukrainian sex trafficking in the United States. Calvary Chapel Church is obviously riddled with pastor abuse stories. That's an aside, a Rob McCoy aside. Glenn Beck, Tim Ballard, that's Operation Underground. Tim Ballard, his name came up in the mix early on as someone who was being met with that day. Erika Kirk lived in China, or in the days that follow, rather, if I remember correctly. Erika Kirk says that she lived in China and worked with child sex trafficking victims, but she's mum on that now. Tight-lipped, does not want to talk about what charity that was. No one seems to be able to find it on the internet. We know she was living in, was it Chongqing? Am I saying that right? To Chongqing? I think it's spelled Chongqing. Maybe it said Chongqing. That's interesting. The TPUSA advisor, Paul Vallely, the retired Army general who ran psychological operations and co-wrote the book with Michael Aquino, the Satanist and founder of the Temple of Set. I didn't know Satanism had a great schism, but they did. Some people thought that Satan was an idea. Some people thought that he was a real person. And so the Temple of Set was born out of Satanism. So you guys know, if you're not up on your Satanist theology.
Satanist theology.
Not a bar for
Thanks,
entry as an
Curveballs.
advisor to Turning Point USA.
That's great. Thank
He
you
was
so
accused-
much.
I'm referring to Michael Aquino, was accused of abusing children at Army Child Development Centers. Victor Marx, as we learned, runs a charity for child sex abuse. We got to add his pills too. With the what are the pills, man, that he's doing with David J. Harris? That a portion goes to help sex trafficking victims. Nelda Buckman, the #1 donor to Turning Point USA, is extensively involved.
That's hard
in
for me to
rescuing
see.
children that are being sexually abused and trafficked. The backstory that she gives was that her first husband. This is her story. Her first husband cheated on her with like a lot of women that were in the industry, and she was angry about that. But then she realized that she wanted to understand these women, and that brought her to the trafficking industry. And now she does a lot of angels. This angels, Texas Angels and Austin Angels. I can't remember all of them, but that's another connection there. And now we have Marcus Wada involved. I should probably change that to more responsibly say formerly involved in trafficking arms in Poland, according to Turning Point USA, current employees and past employees. So we can just update that spreadsheet, you guys, just so I can say that clearly. Formerly involved Marcus Wada. We just kind of type that as a note. Yeah, we'll live edit that just so that doesn't get misunderstood from the public. Formerly, comma. He's not formerly Marcus Wada, guys. No, he is Marcus Wada. Was he formerly Marcus Wada? I don't know, actually. I don't. If people change their names, nothing would surprise me.
He's not
He is
formerly
Marcus Wada. I think we're having a little bit too much fun today, guys. It's just like the stories are just getting they're just so ridiculous. What can I say? What can I say, ladies and gentlemen? We will be right back after a quick break.
All right.
All right, you guys, do you owe back taxes or maybe have unfiled returns or have filed every year but still keep owing? Maybe you retired.
Guys, I gotta let this run. I have to.
Money from your 401k
I have
or
to
your
take
IRA
a little
early,
break
and now
for
the
a
IRS
second.
wants their share.
I'll be
However
right
your tax
back.
issue started, the outcome is always the same. Your balance is never going down. Penalties grow, interest compounds, and many of you are about to owe again for this upcoming tax year with no plan in place. Well, stop what you're doing and call Tax Network USA. With over 15 years in business, there hasn't been a tax case that they haven't seen or resolved. They specialize in tax controversies and help taxpayers nationwide get back on track by resolving back taxes and unfiled returns once and for all. So whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, their team has resolved over $1 billion in tax debt. They're offering a free investigative call with the IRS, and after that investigation, they can put a clear plan in place to resolve your tax problem and get you back on track. So do not wait for another IRS letter or a frozen bank account. Call 866-686-1651 or visit tnusa.com/Candace. Again, that's tnusa.com/Candace. Also going to remind you guys about American financing, because between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you should know that you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you may have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, that's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, which is a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed
That's
rate.
funny.
So that you'll have one
What'd you
predictable
guys
monthly
do while
payment.
I
It
wasn't
lets you
watching?
use your home's equity to pay
Oh,
off
I had too much energy drink, guys. Too much. Hey, Jay Anthony, just tapping in to say what up. Great job, Miss Bruce. Thanks for the stream. Thank you so much. Glad to see you today. Whew. I don't like stopping in the middle to have to do that, but I did need energy, and now I'm ready to pack.
Someone in the chat was like, he does not look Polish to me, Marcus Wada. Well, it's on his LinkedIn. He lived in Poland, so he just speaks Polish. I don't know. I don't make these rules, guys. I just research and listen to the people and present it to the public. We do have some new merch available on the website. Best way to support the show, the best way to support independent thinkers. We love being independent, obviously. You can head to CandaceOwens.com and buy yourself some kits.
Yeah, it's just a member of matter of time.
Christian Again hats. I think they're just really beautiful. The green ones, it's like a nice
The
color.
FBI is losing their case. Utah, the state of Utah is losing their case.
Cross on there, because I feel like that's the direction that we're heading into, and you can kind of feel that unity happening now, and specifically, especially with us kind of attacking Zionism and what it is, and it's never had anything to do with Judaism. It's just a brainwash slop that has been sold to Jewish people that they have to defend this radical state. So that's my personal fave. I think that you should just buy that right now. I'll wait. Everybody go buy that right now.
Yeah.
Tons of other stuff available on the website. Top comment from last episode. Jared Johnson wrote, Erika is the kind of friend to steal money from you and then pray that you find it. That one took me out yesterday because I feel like you hit the nail on the head. Erika is the kind of friend that will steal your money and then pray that you find it. Is like, Jared, you win every award. I laughed out loud when I read that comment. We'll pray for you. Oh my God, you lost your wallet, honey? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm going to pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you when it finds it, you know? Elizabeth Brown wrote, she didn't know how to play the part of a human being. She's quoting me, exactly what woke up everyone. Yes, hope you're paying attention, JD Vance. There is such a thing as having a spiritual intuition about things. It's what keeps you safe. Being aware something about justice feels off, and that is something was not tracking. And then when she wasn't behaving the way that she should behave, you guys basically told us that we were crazy for noticing that she had no fear. And now you're flipping the gear. You're just completely doing a 180 now and saying she has fear. Come on, guys, just stick to a script. Stick to some form of a script. Okay, comments on today's episode. Smith writes, did JD just slip up by saying that the people that killed Charlie. I didn't even catch that he said that. And I do believe that there were people involved, multiple people involved in killing Charlie Kirk. And I do not believe that it was Tyler Robinson alone on a rooftop. And so we're going to continue to read the court documents and stay on top of them and force them to be honest about things for a change. CC writes, it's extremely nuts to be screaming, make heaven crowded, while canceling appearances because of a threat. The irony of Charlie still making his event after telling people that they were trying to kill him. Go home and be a mom like Charlie wanted. You just can't have it both ways. You don't get to be a public figure and to say, I don't want to have any attention, but I do want to be the CEO and the chairman of Turning Point USA. It's always like they are the people that present the problem. And then when everyone's like, okay, well, you're the person, you're the one that brought the public into this, they go, oh, no, never mind. I just want privacy. It's giving Meghan Markle. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to be the princess, but I also want privacy when I want it, but I also want Netflix cameras when I want it. Life just doesn't work like that. Okay. You can't take us into the casket and then pretend to be aghast when people ask you where you buried him. Did you bury him? Do you think that they cremated Charlie?
Yes.
I asked myself that question.
They did.
Right? I ask myself occasionally whether or not they cremated Charlie.
They did.
Because that is starting to make sense to me that they would do that. I don't know. Because now she can't share the details because she says people are going to come and try to destroy. I mean, I can't think of a single figure that's deeply hated in American history that has suffered having people go after the gravesite. And I genuinely, that's just not a thing that people do, right? I'm sure they do in extreme circumstances, but that doesn't feel right to me. There's something very strange about that. And similarly, it's like she wants to be the grieving widow. She wants to be treated like a grieving widow that's taking care of her kids, but she's boss babying it. And she's making decisions and she's reversing course on the things that Charlie believed and reversing course on the things that she alleged that she believed when Charlie was alive. And people are going to call that out and they have a right to call that out. And so I encourage people to continue to do that. If she doesn't want to play the role of the CEO and chairman, she's welcome to step down. Okay. She's more than welcome to step down. And then she will not have to deal with the day-to-day criticisms of how Turning Point USA is being run into the ground. But otherwise, put on your big girl pants, so to speak. Sarah Miller writes, loved ones of missing and murdered people regularly get dissected in their interviews with the press for how they are grieving publicly. I guess you are only allowed to grieve differently when you're a part of the Epstein class. It's bogus. Yeah, that's completely right. People absolutely tear apart people every second of every day, especially given the size of this case. And as I said earlier, their inability to just string together a comprehensive story regarding what took place on September 10th. They're relying on us to accept make-believe. This is a fairy tale story. And then they're like, well, why don't you believe that Rudolph had a red nose, Candace? Why don't you believe
he did
that
have
he
a
was
red nose,
carrying
Candace?
Santa's big butt
What are you
all across the North Pole? Like, I just don't believe that.
What are you talking about?
And how could you not attack that? And it's godly and it's this and the Lord, and then it's suddenly not the Lord and they have real concerns, and it's just all over the place. It's very sloppy. Caroline writes, Candace, please let me help you with your Excel. I can do wonders. No, I am just using it to organize the columns. I am ignoring the rows. We are just doing the columns on connecting themes because I was like, I could make this in Word, but why would I when Excel has already made this for me? Thank you. Yeah, we're keeping that forever. In fact, I am inspiring an entire generation to misuse Excel spreadsheets. I'm very proud of myself. Jolie writes, TPUSA is no longer considered to be Turning Point. It should now be known as Trafficking Point. It's topsy-turvy point. It's tumbling point. It's certainly not the organization that I knew, that I supported, and that I loved. And it feels like it's been infiltrated by Zionists. I think from the very beginning, we felt that. I think that's honest. That's a fair take. And even in there, like I said, there's this like bizarre partnership that they just keep having with the Daily Wire. Like, we know what the Daily Wire is. So when we see that, we go, that's weird. That's strange. And we have a right to comment on that and to recognize that. Lastly, Granny Manny writes, they were screaming for your arrest and worse on X last night. I could not believe how hostile it was. Love you so much, Candace.
It was crazy over there.
If Erika literally like fell and scraped her knee, if she did what I did and she broke her foot, they'd be like, this is Candace's fault. That's what they want. They're trying to create that environment. And so we need to be conscious of that. Okay. Everything we have done on this show has been fair. Charlie Kirk was murdered. We are being lied to about the details surrounding that murder. And I granted her grace beyond what the internet was willing to give her. She lied to my face. She has lied multiple times, and the lies are inexplicable. They won't clarify any of these lies. They are pretending like she's too busy, like she's some grieving, powerful widow behind the scenes. She's not. Actually, she plays very nasty, just so you guys know. Here's a fact. Erika personally made phone calls trying to get people not to go to the Catholic event that I spoke at the other week. Okay? She plays dirty behind the scenes.
Oh, she's just
the
like
people
Ben.
who were fired told me who was behind this PR push. Erika was behind this stuff the entire time. So you can completely miss me. I don't play that way. With me,
I told you
you get what you
guys.
get. I'm going to say it on my show. I'm not going to wheel and deal. I'm not going to call a PR person and be like, could we get this article? Can we try to see if we can get Candace canceled from this event? Can we try to see? It was sold out. The event was sold out. And it's because I don't play that way. I don't have that karma building up in the background. I don't have to worry about, I don't treat people that way. I'm always upfront, and I was upfront with her when I sat down with her, and she lied. Okay? So she got onto my list of people that I find to be suspicious because of her own actions and her behavior and her lack of interest in the very many holes in this case, her anger at Joe Kent for trying to investigate foreign involvement. Who do you think is orchestrating all that? Does it sound to you like Andrew Kolvet has a brain, or that there could be someone more conniving behind him? I offer you the latter, okay? It is definitively the latter. And I will leave it at that. I guess that's it for today's comments. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, Candace. Okay, guys. Well, good. I'm going to go back and see about JD Vance and where he said that the people who killed Charlie. I might make a post about it. Do you guys see it when I make a post, when I post a short? YouTube likes to throttle them down, especially when they're political about, or rich, the elite figures that we're discussing. Like Bednarz is back on, you guys. So I don't know. He's probably going to be on the show, not my show, but the one that we were talking about tonight. But I saw on X, he said something. What did he say? Let's go. Should we look at it real quick? And then I have to go pack and do all the things. Let me refresh this. He made a post. Where did it go? Okay. Where did he have it? Blake Bednarz. I was told by people, oh, here he is. I was told by people that he comes and goes like this. Let's see. So, okay, I'll share this with you. Let's see what he said. Together, I saw the alert come through while we were on with Candace. Okay. I just can't be left alone. Everyone can think Jason Gunman and Ali Top's. He's got serious beef and issues with Ali Top Files. Side piece for their shoot talking me and my return. So apparently, let's see.
Which was purportedly shot by a guy named Samir Masi. And this resulted in, we got this video, which was purportedly shot by a guy named Samir Masi. And this is the video that shows what I believe is the projectile hitting Charlie in the back of the head. And in the course of what I think is a social engineering campaign intended to, smear me, that Chris Martenson said, this disproves your theory, Jason. Somehow through Blake and his friends, we got an original 30 frame per second recording from an iPhone, but it was recorded in Dolby Vision HDR, which is a high dynamic range format. And when you go to the Dolby patent and the Apple technical documentation on how this system works, it's using multiple exposures per frame to make a high dynamic range image. And since we know that the iPhone operates at 240 frames per second, and they don't tell us exactly how the iPhone implements this format, we can presume from the facts that we know that 240 frames per second is a mode that this could operate in. And these dots that I see are virtually white against a virtually black background. This is exactly the type of detail that a high dynamic range process would preserve. And the fact that they appear virtually equidistant is how I arrive at this 500 feet per second recorded.
Okay, I'm confused how that I don't know. I just can't be left alone. Everyone can thank Jason and Allie Top's side piece, her Chris, for talking in my return. So apparently these guys talked, and this is why he is returning. Is it this?
From me. I built this out after I had the 30. This is overlay. So this is two videos stacked on top of each other, which is why they don't align perfectly. This is a projectile. Jason isn't wrong that this is a projectile, but the projectile is moving this way. It's moving this way. Wait, so no, it's not moving this way. It's moving this way. He claims it's moving this way, but it's not. It's moving this way. It's an exit.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know what it's all about, but he's got this live space. I don't recommend it. They get really intense and they go really long, but I'm going to be listening to other stuff because I think that's just unproductive. That type of stuff is unproductive. Anyway, but he's back. And so he might be on the thing, Fearless. Are you going to watch it tonight? Let's see. Let me go. So I was told that he gets upset and goes, and like different people think different things about it. But anyway, I don't know. I don't mean to be rude, but that guy totally looks like he could be related to Stephen Greer. Oh, that he did kind of, didn't he? Okay. Well, thank you guys for being here. Anyway. Okay. So, yes. So I won't be on tomorrow or Friday, probably not Monday either. If so, I'll make a post. I get in late Sunday, so I'm sure, and I also have to prepare for the interviews that I have coming on that week, so we'll see. Probably not though, and I will, see if we can make little posts here and there, but wish us luck in Utah. The hearing, I'll probably do a little bit of updating on the hearing as we can. Maybe we'll try to do a live, but yeah, like I said, we are going to have a packed weekend. Thank you for the super basic niche. Good luck traveling out to the next hearing. Buy an overpriced fruit smoothie. I sure will. With maybe some protein and energy powder. Yeah, it'll be a pack. So we're going to, as soon as I fly in, then I'm going to go ahead and meet Brandy, and then we're off and running from there. So you guys will have a lot of good stuff to hear next week. I am hoping. So anyway, okay. Thank you so much. Thanks for your support. Thanks for being here. I'll miss you guys, and I'll see you later, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
This is a better life. From scars to stars, from pain to bulletproof, to reach a better life. A better life with you. Talking news, pop culture life, love and scandal, heart to heart. Teresa, better life. Real is where the reset starts. No playing small. We rise, we fall. We laugh, we do it all. A better life is one brave call. Teresa, better life. Let's be